What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the No Sauce Podcast. I should pull my microphone right in front of me. I don't come prepared to these things, as these two know.
No.
They spit that out a little bit over the past couple months since we've all been recording. Can you hear it better? Does it sound good right there? I don't know, but whatever.
No, it sounds really good when you're just doing this the whole time, just tapping the microphone.
You want me to just keep tapping like that?
Check. 1, 2,
Testing,
check.
testing, sibilance.
It sounds good, right? Yeah. So, episode 12, season 4 of the No Sauce Podcast. Welcome. Just want to say, ahead of Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything, we do have an apparel store. Link is in the description. 25% off right now for the Christmas sales. Go get you a No Sauce shirt. I have ordered mine, and they're not going to be here yet, so they'll be here next episode. Maybe, possibly. I can't remember the shipping, but either way, go get your stuff. Support the podcast. We appreciate you. And if you need anything else too, we have other links in the description for Amazon stuff, for Utah Hockey Club gear, maybe some BYU. I don't think the Big 12 championship gear is out just yet, but maybe we will have some in another episode.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyways, as per usual, we're recording on a Tuesday night, and it's late. The college football playoff rankings have come out. And, well, I think there's a lot of debate that's going to happen tonight. So let's get to it. Our favorite team, well, maybe John and I's favorite football team, came in at 11 on the recent college football playoff rankings, which is nuts.
It's no change. I mean, here's the thing. It's not nuts. There's nothing changed because nobody ahead of us lost. There's no change.
Sure. I'll get to my reason why I think it should have changed, but that's like you and I will be on the same page with it. But
yeah,
Danny's team stayed at 6, or they actually moved up one.
No, they moved up. They leapfrogged Ole Miss, who's sitting there.
So you have 3 Big Ten teams, 5 SEC teams, a Big 12 team, and an FBS independent in the top 10. Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with that, and it's.
And Miami jumped Utah.
I think that's
Miami
the most.
Scored a touchdown with a minute and a half left against Virginia Tech to make their win look better. But BYU scored a touchdown with like a minute left. They didn't jump Alabama, who played Eastern Illinois and didn't cover the spread.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's about. Now they're talking a lot about the eye test, right? But even putting Miami against Oregon, like, because that's sexy, because Cristobal playing against Oregon, whatever. But that's not who's going to be in that spot. That's going to be the ACC champion, which is not going to be Miami, right? Let's just be honest. That's not going to be Miami. That could be SMU. I think that's who I think is going to end up there. But I mean, that's now we're definitely flirting on the lines of fiction, nonfiction, right? Or what are we really trying to do, TV wise? But I still think it's going to shake out for you guys. I still think you're going to end up with 2 teams in, as long as BYU does their job.
Yeah,
BYU has to win the Big 12. Period. Like that's the end of the discussion.
Well, I've been saying that for a month and a half.
Right, but now that we're seeing where people are putting the Cougars, if they don't beat Texas Tech in that Big 12 championship game, they're not going to the playoff.
Which is garbage. I think the point that we're trying to make for all those that are wondering or maybe haven't watched our past discussions and whatnot. The issue that I have is you have a Power 4 conference with 2 teams. I'm just going to call it. Okay, Texas Tech is going to win. BYU is going to win. Both of them are going to be 11-1, and only one of them is getting into the college football playoff. And it's ridiculous. Unless BYU wins, and then Texas Tech probably doesn't drop far enough to fall out. But what more did BYU need to do? Like, I know, bad loss at Texas Tech, yes. But they did everything else that they were asked to do. But because they didn't win it with style points, Since when has that ever been anything that any of the SEC teams have had to live up to?
Unfortunately, we knew that was the issue though before.
That's what it is,
right? We knew that was the issue. BYU wasn't blasting teams. If they had beat Colorado by 30 and Arizona and Cincinnati by all those big points, there would be a little bit of difference there. I'm not saying that's the right way to look at it, but
that's the problem. Is that's not who BYU is.
Here's the other issue too. Okay, so let's say that Alabama beats Auburn this week and they go play in the Big 12 championship game, right? Texas A&M beats Texas and plays Alabama in the or the SEC championship, right? Let's say Texas A&M beats Alabama, they're still going to put Alabama in the college football playoff.
Yep.
That loss won't hurt Alabama. Whereas if BYU loses to Texas Tech, and let's say it's a one possession game that they lose, BYU's out.
Yep.
That's the sad reality of it. And I've debated you. I have pushed, back on it. But after seeing what they're doing to BYU, it is not right what's going on. And then you had Reese Davis on the show tonight saying BYU could steal us a bid.
How are they stealing?
Are you kidding? What are you talking about?
That's the problem that I have, Kyle, is that with where they have BYU right now, they have literally said, okay, Big 12, you've got to run the table. You have to be undefeated going into your conference championship to guarantee a spot, especially with the move of Miami over top of Utah. What that has shown is that they want the big names in over the mid-market or small market teams. And that's if that's what the college football playoff is, you just want big teams there. Like hold on, the eye test needs to go away. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that BYU is a better team than all 5 of those SEC teams. But what I'm saying is that they have done what they needed to do to get in. And if you're going to continue to move the goalpost or have different goalposts for different teams and different conferences, then we might as well blow up this whole frickin' thing and come up with a whole new college football playoff or do different divisions or something, because you're giving unrealistic expectations to some teams than others. Okay, I have been a big proponent of give a spot to the group of 5 for a long time because, well, BYU and Utah and them were part of that. I was like, we want a shot. We want a chance to be able to play in a big game. And we were told you pretty much have to be undefeated in order to get one of those spots. Okay, fine. We'll go do that. But you tell us, get into a power conference, run the table, go do your business. One loss maybe, and you'll make it in. Okay, if that's the goalpost, then why did it change this year? Why? When you look at strength of schedule, strength of record, you look at all these metrics that they're supposed to be utilizing, why the hell are we not using? Why the hell are we not using them?
Well, okay. And that's the other thing with that stupid eye test. Like, people are saying, well, why didn't BYU blow out Cincinnati? Well, they didn't really.
They didn't need to.
Or just let me talk. They didn't blow them out on the scoreboard, but they ran for almost 300 yards.
Why did time of possession?
They didn't have to run. They didn't have to throw the football. They ran for 300 yards.
Yeah.
Like, shut up about it. BYU has earned their right if they win on Saturday against UCF. Still don't understand the 11 a.m. kickoff time. That's really weird.
It's because there's no other games at that time.
If they beat UCF and finish 11-1, I don't give a damn. And I shouldn't say this because I have to speak in church on Sunday. I don't give a darn what happens in the Big 12 championship game. BYU and Texas Tech should both be in, period. Mm-hmm. That is end of story, but that's not going to happen. Texas Tech, if they win, they're in, BYU's out. If BYU wins, BYU's in, Texas Tech most likely is in, but you never know with what the committee's been willing to do already in their standings. So
yeah. It was a missed opportunity for them to set up things properly tonight. If with this last set of games, BYU's a 3-possession favorite over UCF. So is Texas Tech. So they should win. Had you had BYU already above Alabama, Notre Dame, and all of them, and then they go to a conference championship and lose, okay, You know, a 2-loss BYU versus, you know, a 2 or 3-loss Alabama. Okay, you know, like I think some people could live with that, but where it's
That's
sitting right now, it's like you've told us there's no shot,
that's
no
the
shot.
other wild part about the rankings. All the 10-1 teams except BYU
The
are in
only
the
one
top
lost
10,
team.
right? BYU is the only 10-1 team outside the top 10. Now, I'm not going to say that they would beat in Oklahoma. I'm not going to say they would beat a Notre Dame. I'm not going to say they would beat an Alabama. I don't know. From what I've seen from Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame's the best out of the 4, but they had 2 early losses. So, but still, why is every 10-1 team except BYU in the top 10? That's where it bugs me. Like, oh, the eye test, are they playing this? I don't care. BYU lost to the number, what are they, 5 team in the country on the road, right? They don't have a bad home loss like Oklahoma, Notre Dame, or Alabama do, right?
Or Oregon.
Well,
Or Oregon.
lost to, well, yeah, that turned out to be a bad loss now, right? At the time, we didn't think it was. No, it's not a bad loss because they lost to the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, just losing at home sucks. Anyways, go ahead.
It does, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they lost at home and they stay up there in the rankings. BYU loses on the road to a top 5 team, and they're punished for it. I mean, yeah, they got beat pretty bad, but like, if we're looking at that Oregon game, you can't tell me that Indiana didn't really dominate that game. So, like, it's just
look at all
so
those other
crazy.
teams, Kyle. Look at all those other teams, from Alabama to Oregon to Notre Dame to Miami, to all those teams that we're competing for a spot with. All of them have had bad games, and that's what we had against Texas Tech.
Alabama lost to an unranked Florida State team, by the way.
And Florida State is a joke, but it's a quality win because the preseason rankings were as high as they were. Like, again, it is an utter joke. One of the biggest things to look at is what have these teams done? Okay,
Yeah.
BYU, the most wins over bowl eligible teams out of everybody there. 6 wins over bowl eligible teams. That means they're playing quality teams that are getting wins. Okay, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Bama, Notre Dame, and USC have 5, so they're right there. Who else is it? Tulane, Oklahoma, SMU, Oregon, and Virginia all have 4 wins over teams like that. And then you get down to like Utah has 2, Texas has 2, Arizona State, Georgia Tech, Miami, they have 3, right? Like, give BYU some freaking credit when you compare them. I took a screenshot of this, something I found on Twitter. I did this last week with Oregon. I'm going to do this week with a different team. Team A is 10-1. Strength of record is 6th in the nation. The FPI is 15th. Their best win is over the FPI number 8. The worst loss is over an FPI number 7. Okay, strength of schedule is 28. Team B, 9-2. Strength of record is 12, so below that of Team A. Their FPI is 3, so that's one category that they're winning. Their best win is over the FPI number 11, which is less than Team A. Their worst loss was over FPI number 9, which is worse than Team A. And their strength schedule is 34, which is worse than Team A. Why the hell is Notre Dame ranked above BYU? And it's all because of the eye test, which is a relative vision. Certainly, they went up against Syracuse this weekend, and Notre Dame absolutely throttled a 3-8 ACC team that was awful. Okay, three touchdowns, 3 scores before their offense even stepped on the field. Notre Dame did what they needed to do, but again, BYU doesn't have the same schedule as everybody else. I get that, but what they've been given, they've done what they're supposed to have done. They've been underdogs in 4 or 5 games this year, have beat the spread, and have won those games. And now what? Like, what more does BYU need to do? They have to be perfect.
UCF by 3 scores, like they're.
But that's not going to be enough.
I don't
think that's going to be enough in everybody's eyes to put them in over above it.
I don't think that's the eye test, though. I think it's misguided what you're saying the eye test is. I don't think the eye test is beating a team by 63 points. I think the eye test is how big, fast, strong your team is moving. These guys that are evaluating these games, I mean, they're watching left guards, they're watching inside linebackers, they're watching defensive ends. Right, like I think that's the eye test. That's not the casual fan eye test. The casual fan eye test is that we're blowing you out by 6.
If that's what they're looking at in the eye test, then BYU passes all of that because their offensive line is one of the best in the country. Their linebackers are 2 of the best in the country. Period.
Did you not see what LJ Martin did running the ball?
Yeah, like if
running people over
with the eye test, then BYU passes all of that because. I honestly think going back a couple of weeks when I said it, it's the way that you're beating teams is what they see. And even though BYU has beat the spread over and over and over again, except for the Texas Tech game, obviously, it's how when they look at Notre Dame, okay, they lost by a field goal to Miami, who's been in the top 25 all year. They lost by 1 at home to Texas A&M, who's undefeated and could win the SEC. Then they've blasted everybody else that they've played who they should be blasting, right? Let's be real about that. And they blasted USC, who's still in the top 25. So, like, that's what they're looking at with the eye test is how bad are you beating the teams that you should be beating, even though Vegas picked against BYU most of the time. That's what they're looking at when they compare some of these teams that are on the bubble. Like, will they match up well? And when you see BYU lose by 20 at Texas Tech, which everybody's lost by 20 at Texas Tech, Utah lost at home to them.
Everybody.
That's what I'm confused about. Is like,
it's Kyle. I go back to what I've said repeatedly, week over week over week. In order to give BYU a fair shake, you actually have to watch the game. The only game that they watched BYU play this year was Texas Tech. The only game. If you watch the Cincinnati game,
John. That's bullshit, dude. These guys, these 13 people on the committees aren't just saying, "Oh, hey, we're just staying up for the East Coast games, dude." I'm sick of hearing that, dude. That would have been okay in the 90s.
You can't sit there and tell me that they are watching these games and giving us a fair shake. We have handled teams with our defense. You can't sit there and say
when you compared Notre Dame and what they've done against their opponents that they beat to get to 9-2 compared to what BYU's done to 10-1, the only team that BYU beat by 3 scores was TCU. Compare that to Notre Dame when they're blasting an SEC team by 30, 40, 43 points.
Great. Good for them.
Good for
them. They're playing a cupcake schedule.
That's what they're looking at. You're not understanding. That's what they're looking at.
I get that that's what they're looking at.
You have to beat them by 2-3 scores in BYU's situation. That's what they're looking at. That's why Notre Dame is ranked ahead of BYU, because everybody and their dog, except for BYU fans, believes that Notre Dame would kick the crap out of BYU because of what they've done with their schedule, which is comparable to BYU's. That's what they're looking at.
And I still think BYU, like I said, I still think BYU is going to beat Texas Tech in the title game. So I think all this is going to wash itself out. I really do. I think some weird things are going to happen.
I think maybe, but like I don't know. It's all dependent on what Aaron Roderick does, because the defense will be fine.
The problem is, guys, is that it shouldn't have to matter. If an 11-1 team in any other conference makes their championship game, they're in. They're in. Like, I'm baffled. Like, I didn't think BYU would be 11-1. Okay, I know we still have to go play the game. We've got to win, beat UCF and stuff. But any other team, any other conference, absolutely no respect for the Big 12 and absolutely zero respect for BYU.
I do agree with you that if you make your conference title game, and especially if you're 11-1 and you're in a spot, you should definitely not drop. Right? There's no way you shouldn't get punished.
The outcome
Yeah,
of the conference title game should not matter. Right.
That's
it's
what
not
I'm
like
saying. That shouldn't matter.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a 9-3 BYU who went 7-1 in conference and lost two games
Well,
early on. No, this is a
that
team
means they got to
handled the
win the
business.
conference title game, like what's going to happen in the ACC, like an SMU or a Virginia is going to come and wrinkle some things up and win that. But yeah, I agree with you there. Absolutely, they shouldn't drop. But I think there's some teams that are going to drop below them, and I think they'll be fine.
So I sent Kyle this list, and I'll try to run through it quickly. I picked out, what is it, 20, 22, 23 games, things that I want to have happen this weekend. As a BYU fan, I think even as an Oregon fan, you want to see these things happen. Mississippi State needs to beat Ole Miss. Georgia Tech, Georgia, it doesn't really matter. I'd love for Georgia just to lose, but that game really doesn't matter for either of them. I mean, I guess Georgia Tech, if they were to win, could potentially leapfrog because that's a great win. But
they could get, I mean, they into the ACC title game, right, and make their way in as that bid, right?
That doesn't affect their ACC title because that's an out of conference game. So I think they're already a lock in going into the conference, aren't they?
I don't think so. No.
Or no, it's SMU and Virginia, and depending on if they lose this week, then Georgia Tech slides in. Because I think Miami's like fourth in line, so they need both UVA and SMU to lose this week for Miami to make.
Yeah, Miami ain't got a shot, I don't think.
Indiana needs to win. Let's not have any chaos there in the Big Ten. Let's just have them go undefeated. Texas A&M, have them win. Let's not even tempt in throwing Texas into the pool. Love Arizona to beat Arizona State. Help pad BYU's kind of strength of schedule.
Top 25 teams now. I mean, a lot of shade we've thrown towards them, but hey, top 25 schools, 5 of you guys.
Utah State, would love for them to beat Boise State. Again, I think Notre Dame played Boise State earlier this year. Just makes, again, Boise State not look so attractive when looking at their schedule. Not that that's going to matter. Honestly, I'd love to see Utah win. Just let's keep it simple. Let's have them win. They're not going to leapfrog BYU unless we lose. And it again just makes our schedule look good. Ohio State, go do your thing. Run the table. Let's not have Michigan slide in. Because if Michigan wins, BYU's dropping down. Like, Michigan's just going to go right up over top of us, and we're screwed. Texas Tech needs to win. Pitt needs to beat Miami this week. That would be amazing. Let's just put Miami to rest. I'd love to see Colorado go out and beat. Who are they playing? I can't remember.
Your list.
I didn't put who the opponent was.
Who were we talking about?
Colorado. I think they're playing.
Are they playing? Oh, no, not playing Utah. They're playing
Oklahoma State.
You would ask that.
I don't know. Colorado needs to win. Iowa State needs to win. East Carolina, go pick up another win because again that helps pad BYU's resume. The big one, I said it a couple weeks in a row now. Go Stanford. Go Trees. Go Cardinal. Let's beat Notre Dame. That solves a lot of my worries.
Yeah, because you're going to have an electric car. Let's not forget.
But I will. I save the trees. I'll go buy an electric car.
Yes.
Again, Washington. I mean, Oregon had such a great win last week. Let's not muddy the pool. Again, whatever happens there, it would be nice to see Oregon win. Just kind of a bounce back, but whatever happens there. LSU, let's go out and beat Oklahoma. If Tennessee can beat Vanderbilt, because if Vanderbilt wins that game, that's more resume builder for them to potentially leapfrog both Utah and BYU. Virginia, go win, keep Miami out of that conference championship game. Tulane, it doesn't really affect us at all, but go get a win. Jake Retzlaff, former BYU guy, makes the college football playoffs. And lastly, SMU, go win your game, keep Miami, keep all those other guys out of that conference championship game. But
so you're cheering for the guy who jeopardized his BYU
Yeah. Here's the
his,
thing. I
his
believe in
honor
repentance.
code, right?
I believe in repentance, and he's not
Oh, okay.
LDS, and
There you go.
so
All
yeah,
right. There you go.
he went against the honor code, and it was either hey, get suspended or leave, and he chose to leave. He dealt with a very public situation pretty well, especially when it started with he was being charged, or there was rumors that he was going to be charged with sexual assault, and then he was like, "No, this was all consensual," and
I just
very,
banged her.
very public thing, and so he's doing his thing.
Yeah,
Jake,
good for
if
him.
you hear this, which you probably won't, or maybe 15 years from now when you Google your name, maybe it comes up.
Yeah.
Good luck, best of luck, but I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens this week because Danny, to your point, I think there's some of those teams in front of us that could very well lose. I think LSU has a lot to play for. I could really see them pulling the proverbial shirt over Oklahoma's head and just kicking the crap out of them because it's in Death Valley, if I remember correctly.
Mhm. Yeah. Or
Um,
no, I think it's in
No,
Oklahoma,
it's
isn't it?
in it's in
is it in
it's in
Norman?
Stillwater or Norman. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I think they keep it close, and I think
Yeah,
that hurts them. I
yeah.
I I
One,
definitely see. Go ahead, John.
no, I was just gonna say, and Kyle, this answers your question earlier about the timing for BYU's game. The 11 o'clock hour, it's not a big time, and so that's a perfect little slot that they're just sliding BYU and UCF into, so that way they can have all their big market teams, all these rivalry games in those spots. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love that. I love that matchup. I'd love LSU to fight for something. Who knows? Maybe Lane Kiffin shows up and helps throw in a couple play calls at the end because
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's honestly, that's something that we haven't mentioned, right? That's a very real thing that could rear
and
its head into
and
the selection.
and
Like,
that's well, and that's my yeah, that's my other kind of upset of the week is Ole Miss losing to Mississippi State. Mississippi State has shown flashes throughout the season of being able to compete with these teams. They nail biter with Alabama, nail biter with Texas. They very well could go and win out if Lane's head's not there. If with everything else going on right now on that campus, them talking about him leaving or staying or what, they're holding off an announcement until Saturday night, until after the
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Like
I mean, they
that's
lose
huge.
that game and he bails. That could derail their
That
chance to
whole
even make the
program.
playoff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, that
Yep.
that that could be a really big deal.
Yep.
And I think, go ahead. If you're not
No,
done,
no,
go
no,
ahead, finish.
no. You're good. You're good.
Yeah. So another thing that Alabama possibly losing to Auburn, like that's another thing that I mean Auburn, yeah, they haven't had a great season, but a lot of their losses are really close games. I mean, they lost to Oklahoma by a touchdown, A&M by a touchdown, and Georgia was 2 scores. I mean, they took two overtimes from Missouri and Vandy in overtime to beat them. So they've been in football games, and that's one of those rivalry games that's hey, they're in Auburn, and they could pull that off, and that could really seal BYU's deal in the back door.
I mean, here's the thing. To your point, 5 losses against ranked teams: Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Georgia, Missouri, and Vanderbilt. All of those were, well, except for Georgia, were 1-possession games. 7 points to
Mhm.
Oklahoma, 6 to Texas A&M, 10 points to Georgia, 6 points to Missouri, 7 points to Vanderbilt.
Mhm.
At Vandy, um, at Texas A&M, at Norman in Oklahoma. Like
Right.
that very very well could happen. I don't see that happening. It's not my kind of, if I were to
It's
put
my
money
long
on it.
shot of the week. It's
But
my lawn dart. That's my upset of the week that I'm pulling out.
but you do have both them and Mississippi State at 5 wins. A win this week, not only over, well, I guess the
Don't say bowl
LS.
eligible thing because it doesn't matter in college athletics anymore.
Hey, some of these
Yeah.
guys want that extra game so
No,
that
they
they
don't.
can
They want to
get a
get
little
out of there
swag.
after the season's over and they're not playing for the playoff. Let's be real.
Some of them are fighting to get a resume to go to another school. So
The transfer portal opens right after the championship week is over, so they don't care if they go to a bowl game or not.
Especially if it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
And that's
listen, if
unfortunate. That
they
needs
go
to
to
change.
if they go to the Great Value Walmart Bowl in wherever, like
And
who
if they
knows, three
are good
groceries
enough,
for a year.
they're holding out from the bowl game anyway, so they're not even playing in it.
Right.
Yeah,
We've seen so many of that where it's the backups that play in bowl games. I went to the Sun Bowl 2 years ago, and it was the backups because the quarterback for Notre Dame, he wasn't playing. The best players weren't playing. It was garbage. It was trash. And because the
Yep.
transfer portal opens up that opens up right after this week. It doesn't even matter about championship week.
Yeah.
For the teams that aren't playing in their conference championships, those guys can say, "Hey, I'm out. I'm transferring, and that's it." And open that.
I don't
door.
agree with that. They need to line up.
No.
They need to line up semesters and transfer portal stuff.
Just
That's a whole
the
different
NCAA
discussion. but-
basketball tournament. The transfer portal opens up in the middle of that happening.
Yeah.
it's
That's dumb.
it's tough to line that up with semesters and stuff because you still have, for instance, the college football playoff and those New Year's Six bowls like going in right before like you would need to be signing up for classes and all that kind of stuff. So
It's just nuts, anyways. So
it's tough, but
Yep.
again, some crazy things could happen. I
won't
know
even get to watch
Stanford
it.
won this last week.
I won't even get to watch what happens. We're going to be out in Vernal cutting down our Christmas tree. So
Good for you. Good tradition.
it's
Yeah,
the first year we're doing it. Don't talk about tradition yet. All right, let's not start that talk.
Hey,
But
it's got to start somewhere, man.
Yes.
Hey,
Don't give Heather ideas.
I guess.
are you going to use a saw? Because us up in Oregon, what you would do is just take a shotgun, double-barreled shotgun, stick it on the base, and just pow, and that's how you get her done up in
Use
Oregon.
my brother's chainsaw, I'm sure. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good
No,
for
I'll
you.
be sitting north end zone for the BYU game, and then hanging
Oh.
out afterwards with Mr. Kyle Sfarchuk, number 64 lineman for BYU, which was awesome watching the game this last week because Robert Griffin, he's been watching. Is it Robert? Is that his first name?
Robert Griffin the third. Yeah.
So he's I think this is like the third or fourth game that he's done of BYU's this year, and like no other announcers have been able to like. It's like Kyle's made it like a play, and they're like, oh the right guard for BYU, that was a great block, blah, 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 blah. But Robert was like, oh, Kyle Sfarchuk, look at this guy, look, he's an animal. Oh, look what he did there. And it's like to get to hear this kid's name because he's humble as heck, great dude. I don't know, it's just fun. So, anyways, we're gonna get to hang out with him and go on the field with him and some of the other players and stuff after the game. So should be fun, but it's gonna be crazy all the late night games, and all the while I'm trying to prepare my church lesson for this week too. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, Kyle. You get to talk. I get to give a lesson.
Yep. I get to
Yep.
speak in church. Don't know how I got
So proud of you guys. So proud of you.
In Mesquite. I got the text message from the second council in our bishopric while we're sitting there watching sports at the sports book last weekend, Danny. So that's ironic. Maybe he had this sense that I was in a bad place. And
stop it.
What's the topic on?
Yeah.
What's the topic on? Gambling?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, yeah. Bad influences, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, good time. So, what everybody doing for Thanksgiving? What's the turkey gonna look like?
I got a couple of I'm the resident meat cook for the grandkids and the kids and whatnot. So we're doing 2 turkeys and a ham. We got one on the smoker, one in the oven, and ham I think is gonna throw in the crock pot and let her sit there for 5 or 6 hours, watch some football. Should be some dang good games. But the ladies' Tess is already over at the daughter's house, and they're already prepping salads and that kind of stuff. So my brine is just cooling off in there. I'll throw the turkey in here in a bit, and we'll send it from there.
Your turkey cooked since it's only Wednesday or it's only Tuesday.
Brine. You got to cook the brine. The brine's got to cool, and then you got to put it in the bucket thing and let it sit for 24, 36 hours or so.
So here's the thing I heard the other day. You know that a lot of turkeys are actually already pre-brined.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you look on the packaging, You'll see in
Mhm.
like what it's not like very visible writing because
Mhm.
they don't want to like call it out, but it says like um, contains whatever percentage of water, salt, and da da da. It's basically pre-brined already. So that being said, if you want to add additional flavors to it, like you're probably doing, I'm doing, I always brine for an extra little bit, but mine won't go into the brine until probably midday tomorrow. And then, but I'm doing two. So I'm doing one kind of both of them are going to be smoked. One's stuffed with apples, oranges, onions, all that kind of stuff. Little bit of like an herb butter under the skin. Whereas the other one, I'm spatchcocking it and doing a honey chipotle butter rub on it. It's gonna be
Sounds
great.
amazing.
Yeah,
Sounds amazing.
I'm excited.
What
I'm
did you
excited.
say you're putting in the first one?
So so in a smoker, you don't want to have
No,
you
I'm
want
talking.
like airflow, right? And so you stuff it instead of with a bunch of like bread crumbs and whatever like stuffing. You shove in like quartered apples, oranges, and sweet onions. And so as it heats up, you get the aromatics from those as they cook, they evaporate or whatever it steams out all the juices and stuff into the turkey. It's quite delicious. And then yeah, herb butter underneath the skin.
Oh, that's key. That's
Yeah.
key. I usually melt my own butter concoction, and yeah, you
hmm
got to get that under the skin. That's a necessity for sure.
Fresh chopped herbs. None of this like McCormick
Oh
dried crap.
no. Oh yeah, it's got to be fresh stuff. Hey, I'm from Oregon, man. That's all our herbs are fresh.
You just go grab a tree, right, and just take off some of
Yeah,
this.
usually you just walk out to the backyard and start ripping some stuff out of your lawn, and knock the rabbits away and things like that. So yeah, that's about that process.
Stuff it with marijuana leaves and stuff, right?
I mean, if that's in your backyard, I mean, that's to each their own. See how that works. It could be pine trees. You don't know.
Uh, but yeah, that's what we're doing. Got a couple turkeys going, and then going to my sister's house, so should be fun. Black Friday shopping. You getting up and going to do that, Kyle?
No.
John, you
No,
going to Vegas? Hit
no. I
all
gotta
those
say,
shops on Friday.
I already did some shopping in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. You
So
put some
yeah,
you put some stuff on
so
layaway.
when we left Saturday morning,
Mm,
we instead of driving home, we went to Vegas,
Yeah, you
got
right.
told me
lunch,
this, and you
We
went
and
to
covered
then
that last
Gordon
time.
yep,
Ramsay's and got some good food. And
yep. But no, got a little bit of Black Friday. I'm tempted to get myself a new TV because we've got like a 55-inch in the family room, which is great. It's good size, but Costco has a 75-inch something. Not hashtag ad for Costco sponsor us. Um, but that might be a Black Friday purchase, or I might even go buy it tomorrow. Who knows? But
Is Black Friday still really a thing anymore with the cyber stuff? Like, I mean, I remember you guys remember when Black Friday, like you'd
yeah,
actually have to line
oh
up
yeah.
at the store and stuff? It was like lining up for game day and stuff. Like now it seems
There's
like people are getting away from that stuff. Like it seems like that,
I'm
you
gonna
can
find
order
this weekend.
everything the day before.
I'm gonna have a nice turkey sandwich. Maybe call it what does Ross call it? The moist maker.
no, that's what the piece of bread is inside it is the
Either
moist
way,
maker.
whatever. But that's what I'm gonna do. Sleep in, watch some football, some basketball, and enjoy a relax. Well, no, actually, I got to work, so I'm not even in the Black Friday stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, Black Friday is what it is now. Like I think that most stores have done away with the opening up Thursday night like they used to do.
Mhm.
There are still some in-store specials. I'll run around to every store. I'll hit up the Home Depot, I'll hit up Walmart, typically to get like maybe video games or pajama sets for the kids. That's a big one because it's like $5 for a pajama set. My kids love them,
Mhm.
especially because they're like this fleece material or whatever. And like when they sleep in the basement during the winter, it's great for those. But yeah, just kind of pick up odds and ends, like just random stuff. I don't know that I've gone to any of those stores and be like, I have to get this. I'm gonna camp out. It's just what's available, and then whatever I don't get in stores, yeah, Amazon, you know, Amazon and my credit card are buddies this time of year.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, no Black Fridays for me. I hate it. I hate all the traffic. I hate driving around here because of all the traffic, and it's just getting worse. And I'll just keep buying from home. And if I have to return something, well, I'll return it and get something different. So yeah, it is what it is. We're an Amazon family or a Walmart Plus family, so we get stuff delivered for free, and yeah, I just keep it at that.
Should be a good time. Like I said, should be some good NFL games, man. They got a good slate of NFL games. I mean, the Bengals game could be a little rough, but other than that, that should be some good football.
What do you mean? What do you mean rough though? Because don't they get what's his name's coming back?
Burrow should be back. I mean, yeah, he's coming back. We'll see. Hopefully, I mean, it on the schedule it looks as a good game, but with the records, obviously, it doesn't look real great. Hopefully, it'll be a good night game, but.
I
still don't get the Chiefs Cowboys. Isn't there like some original team that they usually play against the Cowboys on that day?
No, it's always the Cowboys and the Lions. Doesn't matter who they play, it's the Cowboys and Lions.
I really wish I would have rather seen like a division game on that Thanksgiving Day instead of they had to put Patrick Mahomes on Thanksgiving Day because he's probably never played on Thanksgiving Day. So
I mean, Chiefs, Cowboys. I mean, that's a big draw, right? I mean, talk about TV stuff. Like obviously, for me, I think it's natural, and I always thought this as a kid that because and it used to happen when we were a kid because both teams were kind of relevant. But I mean, Cowboys, Indians, dude. Cowboys, Redskins. They should play every Thanksgiving. Yeah. I'm just saying.
or the Patriots and Redskins.
Yeah. Well, and the Chiefs kind of, I guess, the same, right along the same line.
The Chiefs, Patriots.
Yes. But that's who I thought it always was the Cowboys, Redskins.
Yeah. No. It just used to happen a lot, like I said, in the 90s, of course, with, Madden and Summerall and, the Redskins were decent and things like that. But
well, I would expect that at this point in the season, like this Thanksgiving week, why not have division rivals playing? Like Detroit playing either Green Bay. Like I know they're playing Green Bay this week, but maybe it's the Bears or
rivals.
I know, but that's weird. And again, I know what it's the whole purpose behind it is TV viewership, but like really the Chiefs and Cowboys, like
it's getting Patrick Mahomes in there because I don't know if he's ever played a Thanksgiving Day game.
He's played every other day in the year. Like it is.
You're telling me they haven't squeezed him in on like the night game because that's the new game, right? It used to be 2 games forever, and then now they got NFL Network has the night game or whatever, which is the Bengals. Ravens, I think, right?
No. So here it is. This is their first Thanksgiving game in 19 years.
Yep. Oh, shit. Since 2006.
Mahomes has not played on Thanksgiving Day. That's why they have him playing on Thanksgiving Day this year.
Wait, wasn't it 2 years ago that the Chiefs literally played on 6 out of the 7 days that season? Like they had a Tuesday night game, they had a Wednesday game because it was like in England or something weird like that. They played a Thursday night
on a Tuesday night.
I think Tuesday. Okay, you might have been were on to something there until you said Tuesday, but
maybe it wasn't. Tuesday was the only night they hadn't played.
Yeah, they probably
it was like Wednesday,
Saturday, right. Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. But I've never heard of an NFL game on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I may be wrong with Tuesday, but he's literally played every day of the week except for probably the Tuesday. And that was in one season.
I think all NFL teams do. Most of them do, right? Like they at one point during the season they played on Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and then when the playoffs start, if they're there, they play on that Saturday, right? So
yeah, I think that works out. I mean, as NFL careers progress, because now they play on more nights, right? Like so, there's more of like we have a Friday game this week, right? The Friday game, NFL game. So that's different. That doesn't usually happen either. So
okay,
yeah. So here Eagles on Friday afternoon. That's
And I
Yeah.
think the Wednesday game might have been something to be like overseas, like the game. I don't know. Anyways,
No,
go ahead,
so
John.
I looked it up.
It's like
It was in
Christmas week. You have
2024.
three games on Christmas, and the Chiefs are playing on Christmas, which is a Thursday, of course. And then you have Saturday games.
So here's what it was, Kyle. In 2024, they were scheduled their schedule where they were slated to play on 6 different days of the week except Tuesday. Monday they had a Monday night game. They actually had 2 Monday night games. Tuesday the Chiefs were the only team in the NFL to not have a Tuesday night game scheduled in 2024. Wednesday they were scheduled to play Christmas Day, which fell on a Wednesday against the Steelers. Thursday was the season opener against the Ravens. Friday they hosted the Raiders in a Black Friday game. So they didn't play on Thanksgiving; they played the next day. To accommodate Christmas game, the Christmas Day
did
game,
you
the
say a
NFL
team was played
scheduled.
on a Tuesday in 2024?
That's what it says. It must have been like a Christmas Eve game.
Because right here on mine it says no NFL teams played on a Tuesday in 2024. So I don't know what you're reading, but
That's
yeah,
what this Google AI overview is saying. That
I
the
can show you
Chiefs were
mine too. It says right here, no NFL teams played on a Tuesday in 2024.
Are you,
I'm looking at Google AI overview right here.
I know, it's weird. It says the Chiefs were the only team in the NFL not to have a Tuesday game scheduled for 2024.
It's the difference between NBC and Fox, dude. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's same information, different answers. I love it. Go ahead, continue.
Saturday, to accommodate the Christmas game day, the NFL scheduled the Chiefs to play the Houston Texans on the Saturday before Christmas. So they played Wednesday on Christmas, and they played the Saturday before against the Texans, and then obviously they had a Sunday game, multiple Sunday games. So it's just weird, like literally in 1 year, and then they win the Super Bowl that year. So like, good for them.
Yeah.
So now they have to play on Thanksgiving. Now, do they do a 6-legged turkey for every single one of them, or is that just
That's just Fox? And I don't even know that they do that because they do the Golden Gobbler now, don't they? Is that the new one that they do? That's I think that's what they do, man. I don't even know if they do. Rest in peace, John Madden. That was the best part. I mean, his turducken. That's you can actually order a turducken.
Yeah, isn't the turducken usually for the Lions game?
I mean, typically it was no. Typically it was the Cowboys games. I mean, think about Leon Lett and all them in the old Madden Cruiser, dude, grabbing a leg. But I'm sure that they also were at Lions games as well because I remember some fellows.
I think the Golden Goblet is just at the Lions game now. I don't think CBS does that. Jim Nantz and those guys don't do that Golden Goblet anymore.
Yeah, the turducken is the Fox thing, right? Because that's, I mean, it started. I guess it started with CBS, but John Madden, I think, made it more famous at Fox.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Which looking at this thing, it looks so weird because there's like stuffing in there too. It's not just one bird inside of another. It's like one bird, layer of like stuffing, next bird, layer of stuffing, next bird, and then like
he makes like so many a year, like the original, the OG dude.
Yeah.
And it's not like you would think just stuffing a duck inside of a chicken or a chicken inside of a duck inside of a turkey.
You literally cut it open and then you sew it back together. In fact, I think
exactly.
The backbones are cut out and then they basically spatchcock them and then sew them back together.
I love it. You've used the word spatchcock twice on the show today. That's amazing.
Anytime I can. People are like, "You do what to your turkey?" Oh yeah, that's right. I spatchcock it.
Yeah, it's a Utah thing.
People not know what that means anymore. Like that's all over Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else. How do they not know what spatchcock your turkey means?
Yeah, well, we're in a different time, guys. We're in a different time.
Get with the
times.
We Google things on AI. We don't look them up in encyclopedias and things like that. That's why you get two different answers.
Encarta 94 or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, good times. Good
times.
I love it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Everybody, we're going to end this episode. We wish you happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy your time with your family, friends, or wherever you're eating.
Hey, this is for Damien. Hey, the last time is now, Dame. Yeah, you love it, dude. He's the GOAT. Yeah,
if you know,
John Cena's last run.
right? If you know, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode where we will discuss the final college football playoff. No, it won't be because
conference championship.
We'll talk about conference championship games, and we'll see you on the next episode. Everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving and be safe.